Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop, and I just want to talk about a latest tool acquisition that I purchased, and I'll be honest, I fought it for like the longest time. I for whatever reason fought the cordless tool revolution for a long time, and to be really honest, what I remember tools with their, I don't know if they were like 6 volt or 8 volt or whatever, but they didn't last long. They didn't have any torque. The batteries would crap out on you left and right, and you could barely drill a hole without it, doing anything. So clearly, the tools have come a long way. They're now 18 volt. I've seen 20 volts, and so I really saw the light when my neighbor showed up with something similar to this, but it was more of a Milwaukee mini impact, and just ripping through stuff and really getting in there with some a project we were building. We were putting some studs in, making some 2x4s into more of a basement configuration. And while the battery wasn't super long, I think he had like a 2 amp hour battery for it. It still really helped out a lot because he didn't have a lot of cords and everything. And I was just, I fought it for a long time because I'm like, oh, they don't make a torque, they don't do it. The ones with the cords that you plugged into the wall were just so much better. So I finally took the plunge, got one of these three, like I said, the wife helped me pick out this bad boy here, and I have to give credit where credit's due. A guy named AVE Arduino Education, Arduino Velocity Election, I don't know what his name is. Really cool guy from Canada. I'm going to put a link somewhere down on the bottom. I don't know if YouTube will let me annotate anymore, but I do definitely want to give him credit because watching all his videos, he tears all these things apart. He's a really smart guy. He's highly intelligent, and he also has this ability of making it entertaining too. He's taken apart the Makitas, he's taken apart the DeWalt's, he's taken apart these Makitas, and really is basically saying that the Makitas are at current, this LXT brand is, the best built with the best components kind of on the market, your kind of prosumer version of tools. So credit to him for, pointing me in the direction of the Makitas. I will say, so let's kind of, I'll start with this guy. This is the Makita Impact driver, and this thing, it's got some heft to it. It's got to be, I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds. The LED on it is super bright. But you can just listen to that action. It's got a hammer in it as well. It'll go up to, let's see, what is it, 1800 RPMs with the hammering action in it. And I will tell you, I used it just even with this little 3 amp hour battery job, and took the wheels off my car, put them back on. One kind of, ugga into it was well beyond 100 foot-pounds. I took my torque wrench out and kind of went in there, and it already was at, well at 100 pounds. I backed it off a tad and redid it, and, maybe just, 16th of a turn. But it, like I said, one ugga, in there was definitely 100 foot-pounds. So I'm impressed with this thing. It's heavy as hell, but I'll be honest, it's a beast, and it's got more power. I can feel it in my hand. I can, just the torque that's in there is way better than my air tools. But then again, I don't have a very good air compressor. So to be fair, that's kind of where we're at. And of course, what naturally happened when the wife picked me up this one for Father's Day, I was a great father this year, as clearly as you can tell. It's an excuse to go buy more tools, of course. So I picked up, this is a combo kit, the mini impact, and then of course the drill. And naturally, what happens, the wife says, oh, I got a great project for you because you got these new tools. Why don't you just go use them? So of course, she had a storm door waiting for me to put in. The next, of course, purchase was that came with these just, tiny 2 amp anemic little batteries, and they're fine. And this job came with one of their, came with the quick charger, and that was fine. And the quick charger does a great job, but the batteries just weren't gonna do it. So I went out. The homeless death spot showed had 2 of these for $100 bucks. So I had to pick up the 3 amp hour. I'll probably pick up some 5 amps later, but this is the brushless. This has got the fluid, the oil filled job. Decent torque for what it does. Of course, the quick disconnect, which is always a plus. And I'm just thinking, you know, you guys watched me build that SLC, and I posted a bunch of videos, and I'm thinking, geez, you know, if I had a cordless one of these things instead of this guy, you know, this has been a great drill, but I mean, this thing's, you know, flipping huge by comparison. And I got this stinking cord I got to carry around with me. And I'll be honest, this does not hammer. This is just a standard. Look at that. See, it just keeps going. Watch this one. I'll turn it on. See, just stops. I don't know if it's got a brake in there or kind of what the chuck or exactly how it works, but see, it keeps going. This guy, take your off the trigger, that half chuck keeps spinning, and I have damn near broken my wrist a couple of times on this thing when it has caught and snapped and turned over on me. So I'll be real honest, this is going to be a pretty good upgrade. Again, credit to AVE for taking these things apart. Really, you know, he's got the cojones to take it all apart, put it back together, and really teach you something at the time, and make it fairly entertaining. So good on him for that job. So so far I'm liking the tools. It's going really well. I'm a convert now. I've seen the light. You know, I've been to the racetrack enough times now where, you know, you need these things. And they just come in super handy. So if you haven't, you know, especially for this guy taking off lug nuts, you know, zip, 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 right? You know, but if you're at the racetrack, you gotta, you know, get your, you know, the wrench out and everything, and you're just, you know, it's just a pain in the ass. But this guy, on, off, you know, I had a rusty couple lug nuts on my daily, and this thing just, you know, took them right out. I was really impressed with the torque on this thing. You know, 265 American Freedom bucks for it. Damn worth it if you ask me. The drill, like I said, hammers, whereas no hammer on that guy. And of course the mini impact, very versatile. I love this thing, gets into all sorts of places, got plenty of torque. So very happy with it. I hope you guys like it. Again, check out AVE. I'll put his deal in the thing there so you can find his deal in the doobly-doo. And he's, you know, extremely entertaining at the same time. Haven't seen a picture of him. Clearly, handsome gentleman. So, appreciate it. Thanks to him. And thanks for watching. Check you guys later.